We have some interesting topics to discuss today. Hot Toys just announced some Mandalorian and Grogu figures from, of course, the upcoming movie, The Mandalorian and Grogu. And we need to figure out which is the best Mandalorian and Grogu looking figures because they announced a 6-scale version. So we got to compare them to Hot Toys' other 6-scale versions. And we got a new life-size Grogu. And you guys know we've gotten a couple life-size Grogu from Sideshow and Hot Toys. So we'll also do some comparisons there and just kind of discuss it. So let's go through it all, talk about pricing, talk about all that stuff, and just see what we end up thinking. And definitely leave your comments down below because we need to have a discussion about the best looking one, which one you have, you're getting, and yeah, just get right into it. And right off the bat, I do have to say I do like how this 6-scale Mandalorian Grogu is looking, but price wise, there's two options. There's going to be a collector's edition and deluxe edition. Deluxe is at $375. At first, I was thinking that's pretty steep, especially considering they've already made a few other ones. But we'll talk about pricing for the other ones because looking back, I was kind of surprised what the deluxe edition of the other Mandalorian figures kind of was, because $375, yes, pretty steep considering they've already made a couple, but I kind of do like how it looks. But yeah, definitely the pricing is a bit up there. Collector's edition is at $330. So basically the deluxe version, you're paying an extra $45 more and all you get is a pram. So yeah, you don't really get a bunch of extra stuff. But looking right here, I do have to say the finish on the outfit, this might be the best looking finish on a Mandalorian figure. We had different variants, we had the kind of more matte looking, kind of just silver looking Mandalorian. But this one I really like. We had the chrome version, which also was good, but they also added some dirt and like some charred looking marks. And not everyone was a big fan of that, me included, because I did end up getting the chrome Mando. And to me, there's just something off. It looked a bit shinier than we kind of saw it on screen. It looked a little too shiny to me, but this one, this looks like the perfect mix to me. Just right off the bat, looking at it, I just think it's, yeah, just like the perfect mix. It's shiny, but it's not crazy reflective, kind of like the chrome one. So it looks like they might have nailed it here. So of course, you see Grogu looking very confused in his pram there. That's a deluxe edition thing, but I do really like it. I couldn't really see an image showing the actual thing you get with it for the base, if it's like a crotch grabber or a flight pole. And I'm kind of hoping it's a flight pole because, not gonna lie, in the scene in the trailer, I really liked when he was flying with Grogu in his pram and Grogu just hit the accelerator and just flew down that road, and Mandalorian was just flying after him with a jetpack. I gotta admit, I am kind of hyped for movies this year. Mandalorian and Grogu, the third season kind of sucked, but I feel like the movie's gonna bring it back. It's been a while since we saw a Star Wars movie, and I'm kind of excited. I can't even lie. I'm excited for Mandalorian and Grogu. It is looking pretty interesting at the least, and I really hope it ends up being really, really good. And of course, we got tons of other movies coming out this year that hopefully Hot Toys will make figures of, like the already said the Mandalorian and Grogu, but like Spider-Man. We got Doomsday, yeah, like Dune. Even that one's coming out. We've got lots of things, but Hot Toys, maybe they won't make Dune. But let's not get off track. Let's get right back on the Mandalorian and Grogu. Yeah, looking at the armor here, honestly, it looks a bit more matte here, which is interesting. It might be the lighting or something, but I wanted to look at this image because you see how Grogu's attached to his back. I don't think I saw it called out, but I'm really curious if they kind of taped him or something to his back, or if he actually attaches with magnets or something. That'd be really cool, but right now, I'm not really sure. It's kind of hard to tell. But one other thing that's really cool about the outfit is they properly made it brown this time. When we do the comparisons, you'll see what I'm talking about. Because the other ones were more gray and stuff, but they properly made it that like chocolate brown look. And you can probably tell I'm kind of liking how this one's looking. Because I'm a pretty big fan of the Mandalorian. It brought Star Wars back for me. I loved it. And yeah, even though some of the seasons weren't as great, like I said, the Mandalorian is still an awesome character in my opinion. Yeah, he looks awesome here. And even Grogu gets all strapped up with a bunch of gear. Yeah, and then of course they kind of teased. I think this is a new snowtrooper they're going to announce for the Mandalorian and Grogu, because you see that on his face. They had this weird looking face mask saying. So here you can actually kind of see the face mask. So I think they are going to be giving us a new snowtrooper for the Mandalorian and Grogu, which, depending on how the mask looks, if it looks cool, maybe I'll get one, but if it looks kind of odd, I'll just wait for them to make like a new snowtrooper from, of course, The Empire Strikes Back. But yeah, this Mandalorian figure, I think I definitely need it, because we'll talk about some flaws also with some of the other ones, because the one I currently have is cool, but there's definitely a little bit of flaws with it. But this Pedro Pascal head sculpt, since they made the Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic with the Pedro Pascal head sculpt, they pretty much have Pedro Pascal down now. They also are making Joel from The Last of Us, so they've made a couple Pedro Pascals, and I think this likeness looks really, really good. Yeah, the mustache, a little bit of hair for the beard. The hair itself looks really, really detailed. You get the rolling eyeballs, of course, and I really like this head sculpt. Looks like in the movie, he's going to be taking his mask off a bit more than he did in the show, which is interesting. You know, he was all like, oh, I can't take it off. But then Bo-Katan was like, nah, bro, you can take it off. And he was like, no, I don't want to. But he does and doesn't. You know, it's a bit interesting there. But we've seen him talk to like the Hutts and stuff with the mask off. So yeah, we'll see how much it comes off. But I don't know if I'd be displaying it without the head sculpt. Because also, to be honest, I just love the helmet. It looks really, really good. But we'll talk about it when we get into the comparisons. Here you can see specially applied. Okay, read that right. Specially applied electroplated finish. So they're doing that same thing. You know that Silver Surfer that looked like trash they came out with? Looks like they're going to be using that new type of electroplated finish that they've been announcing for their figures. Like the new Thor, the Artisan Thor, they announced that as far as I know, that's the first figure they announced that it's going to be using the type of thing. His hammer is going to be using that electroplated finish. And then the Silver Surfer, I hate all the joints on that figure, but this isn't about him. That's another one that's going to be using it. And now the Mandalorian. So this finish, it's not like that shiny chrome. It's like I don't even know. It's like slightly reflective, not as reflective as that chrome, but also not as dull as that matte. So I'm really, really curious. It looks like it's going to be looking really good just looking here. Yeah, and that's the other thing too, because obviously I don't need two of the chrome Mandos in my collection, or like when he has his actual Beskar armor. I don't know why I completely forgot what Beskar was, but his Beskar armor, it looks super shiny, and I actually really, really like that. The jetpack looks nice and stuff, but yeah, I think this might be the best Beskar armor type look that we've gotten on a Mandalorian figure so far. But definitely, yeah, because I don't know if I want to sell off my current Chrome Mando to, get a little bit of funds for this one. But at the same time, especially since I have the channel and stuff, I kind of want to compare them. So I might hang on to that one until this one arrives. Because yes, I think I will end up buying this one just because I do really like how it looks. I really want to compare, see which is like the best looking Mando. So yeah, I think for a comparison video or something, I'll hang on to the Chrome one and just, see it in person. Let you guys know definitively if you need to upgrade, if it's even worth it. Because I got to be honest with you guys, if you already have a Mando, you might not need to. We'll talk about that in the comparisons. Keep saying that, just keeping everything for the comparisons apparently. But here's all the weapons he gets. Gets the new flame effect. It looks a little bit newer. I like that it aligns with the gauntlet a little better, but it looks like it's just going to slide in there. I honestly don't really use flame effects a whole lot. He gets his classic rifle. Looks a little bit different to me. Like maybe a little shinier, a little more detailed. And then he gets this newer rifle, which kind of looks like a lever action rifle. I just love the kind of like Western cowboy type appearances they use for Mando's weapons. It just looks so cool. He gets his usual little blaster. He gets his newer sword. And then he gets a little knife, which looks like it might be a little different than the vibrating knife. But when he's fighting in the arena, he gets his sword. I thought he also gets his shield, but I guess maybe Hot Toys isn't giving that to us. I'm trying to remember because I think the Black series gave us like a different one. Probably should have thrown a picture of that in here. But then he also gets the little detonators, which he also came with on the Chrome Mando. This one here most likely will be removable again. It looks like it's not fully seated in there, so probably gonna be removable. That's one annoyance I kind of had, to be honest. It kind of kept falling out when I tried posing them and stuff like that. So just take it out, pose them, then slide it back in there. That's one thing I learned with Chrome Mando. And then the deluxe edition, you get the Grogu with the bandolier, which I guess, is that deluxe edition exclusive? I guess so. It says it right here, the deluxe edition. So I guess you don't actually get the bandolier if you don't get the deluxe edition. But then you also get the Grogu in sitting posture with hover pram. So I guess you get two Grogus with this. You get Grogu as bandolier and you also get Grogu in sitting position. So I guess you get two because the faces look different as well. Like he's focused right here, locked in, about to accelerate that pram. And then here he has all the gear on him. So that is a little interesting. Like you really only get the cooler looking Grogus if you get this version. And then here's the overall shot. So exclusive. Yeah, you get the Grogu with the gear, it looks like. And do you get 3 Grogus with this? Man, I didn't realize that. I think you might get 3 Grogus. And actually it shows this one is like attached to his back. Do you get like a backpack Grogu? Because that's also a different face expression. So do you get like a backpack Grogu? You get like 2 other Grogu. I guess you get like 3 freaking Grogus with this one. That's interesting. But the overall shot, I do like it. But you know, we need to start the comparisons now. So let's look back at the Chrome Mando. So this is what I was talking about. It's $375 for the new one, but $380 for the Mandalorian and Grogu Deluxe version that they came out with, the Chrome one. I was a bit surprised. I was like, dang, that was a couple of years ago as well. And this one was overproduced. So to be honest with you guys, if you don't need the new Mando, especially for like $375, you can probably look on the aftermarket, because I'm sure some people will be selling theirs off, getting the new one, stuff like that. And I feel like aftermarket prices, especially because some of these are still in stock on Sideshow when we take a look at these older versions of them, you can definitely probably get them for cheaper. So if you just need a Mando, the Chrome Mando is really good. If you look aftermarket, you can track that one down. The Deluxe you might not need. You get some extra stuff, which is cool on the swoop bike, because I do have the swoop bike. But the Deluxe one's $380. I was really shocked to see that price point, to be honest. And then the other Deluxe one was $320. Of course, it's discounted right now on Sideshow, but $320 for the Deluxe one that came as a child in the little pram right there. Yeah, I was surprised they were that expensive looking back. $320 is not as bad as $380, of course, but this also isn't the Chrome version of the Mando. But first up, you can kind of see the difference. So you see the electroplated finish they have here on his Beskar armor. Guess I can't speak today, but the Beskar armor on the left, and you see on the right, it's that chrome. It's really hard to see in pictures. I'll admit it's kind of hard to compare the finish in just like still images like this, but the chrome here on the right, just in person, it's really, really reflective. But the one on the left looks a little matte, a little bit more like how it does in the show, like just a little less reflective, but still pretty shiny, which I really like the finish of. So between these two, especially deluxe wise, because I didn't really care too much for all the deluxe accessories. That's part of why I picked up the swoop bike, so I could actually stack them all on that. I didn't care too much for that one, but this new one, I do like that you get the pram. That's pretty cool. And between these two, just finish wise, especially because this one's pretty dirty here on the right, they have all the speckling on the helmet, the whole thing. If you just want a clean Mando, this newer one is definitely the one to go for. And then especially head sculpt wise, here on the right, it's not too bad. I mean, it's an older Pedro Pascal head sculpt, definitely an okay starting point. His hair is a bit messy, of course. He definitely did his hair here, I guess, for the movie, but didn't for the show. He just took his helmet off, left it all kind of swooped around like that. But yeah, you can definitely tell the new one is much, much better. You see like the skin finish, the skin detailing. Like mustache wise, I mean, they definitely have like the Pedro Pascal shape. The eyes are definitely a bit bigger on the new one, but they always do that with swollen eyeballs. They always have the bigger eyeballs. But yeah, this older one, not horrible. But then again, if you want a Pedro Pascal likeness, definitely go for the new one. And also here on the right, you see how the outfit's a bit grayer. For the new one, they definitely went like for the full brown. So if you want the brown, in my opinion, more accurate Mando, definitely the new one, like especially for the flight pole, or not flight pole, the flight suit underneath the armor. Like the brown just looks really good to me. And this one, yeah, it's just a bit grayer, especially because I have it in person. And the brown, I really like how it pops on his suit. And also another thing, I guess I should call out real quick. I didn't see anything specifically about real leather, so I still got to assume all his straps and stuff, which they do with all Star Wars figures, unfortunately, is just leather. So yeah, that's a bit disappointing. But then here, this one actually is brown. So if you do want the older Mandalorian and the child, which might actually be cheaper on the aftermarket, this one, which is less shiny, more of a matte-ish type silver, but still a little reflective, I gotta say, that's still a really good representation, especially because season 1 of the Mandalorian and season 1 of the Mandalorian, that's all it was called, was really, really good. So if you just want a representation of the Mandalorian and Grogu, I still gotta admit, especially because it's gonna be cheaper nowadays, this is a really, really good one, especially because it's still on, you saw it was like $240 right now on Sideshow, on sale. Yeah, this is a really, really good one. You see the brown flight suit underneath is basically the same one, kind of looks really similar as a brand new one. The brand new one, I will say, I do like the armor a bit more. It's a bit shinier, not as shiny as the Chrome Mando, and also not as dull here as the one here on the right. But the older one, especially for the prices, you can probably find out on the aftermarket if you go aftermarket versus new on Sideshow, because Sideshow still has them. Like I said, it's on sale. Yeah, because for me, the pram, I really needed one for my representation of Mandalorian and Grogu. Chrome Mando didn't have one, but this new one does, which is partially why I think it will probably be my definitive Mando. But, you know, we'll do the comparison and verify. But this old one, yeah, it still looks really good, especially side by side, because, yeah, The armor, like I said, is the only downside I can really see. Grogu still looks great in his little thing there. I like the base with it, even though it does have the footprints. But yeah, you'd be very happy if you go with the older one, I feel. But then again, I'm definitely going to be getting this one. But yeah, like Chrome Mando, just the extra shine to his suit. The dirt, some people didn't like, but especially between this one. I think if you were to go for an older one, not the new one, don't go for Chrome Mando. I'd say go for this one, to be honest. Of course, you know, that's my biased opinion, but I'd say go for this older one with like the more matte type look to the armor, because it still looks pretty good and pretty accurate with the brown flight suit. Because I don't know how for Chrome Mando they decided to go more like grayish, charcoaly for the flight suit. I don't remember it looking different in season 2, because this is technically season 2, season 1, but I really like the brown flight suit, which is why this one I'm definitely going for. But yeah, if you're going for aftermarket or just need a Mandalorian Grogu, definitely the original Beskar release is pretty good looking. And then just for fun, I threw in here the Durasteel Mando. I do have this one actually, and I wanted to discuss this because what I'm planning on doing with this one is maybe take the new head sculpt from the deluxe version of Mandalorian Grogu, the brand new one, and maybe put it on this one, although maybe it won't look as good, since technically he was also hardcore against taking his helmet off when he had the Durasteel armor. But it looks really, really cool. And this one I got technically for, well, not technically, well, free was purchased over Black Friday. It was the, on Sideshow, they were giving the version of him and the Blurg out free was purchased. So I ended up getting that because I really wanted this Mando. The only downside, honestly, is he doesn't really come as a base. I think you just get the Blurg. I kind of peeked in the box. We haven't reviewed it on the channel yet, but I always like kind of peek in the box sometimes just to make sure everything's looking good, especially before I, like, you know, you gotta contact Sideshow support or something if there's an issue, but especially before doing the full review, I would just like to double check. And he's looking good, so hopefully we'll do the review pretty soon. But yeah, even him kind of looks like he has the more charcoal flight suit, so this is another downside. But when we do the review, especially once I compare him to this one, because yeah, I'm already, I guess, brainstorming it, you know, when I get this new one in, compare him to the Chrome Mando, comparing to this Mando. If I absolutely hate this one for some reason, at least I have the Chrome Mando still. I don't think I'm going to go sell it off like anything already. But one annoyance, which I actually forgot to mention, is this side earpiece actually comes out on the Mando, the Chrome one at least, so you can put in the little flashlight, and that piece falls out. It never stays in place, and I absolutely hate it. So I hope for this one, it doesn't have any swap out earpieces, because that thing drives me crazy when I'm like reposing them. But now we can just look at the overall shots again. So of course, this is the newer Mandalorian and Grogu. I'm trying to think of like terms to call them, like what do I call this one? Not the Beskar Mando, because we have Beskar Mando, we have Chrome Mando. What do we call this one? Just there we go, Movie Mando. So this is Movie Mando. And yeah, I think he looks awesome. He comes with all the essentials. Of course, like I mentioned, I have the swoop bike, which I honestly might sell off as well, because it takes up a lot of room if I don't keep the Chrome Mando with all the accessories that go on the swoop bike. I really need it. So yeah, although I might keep it for some cool posing with him on it and then maybe sell it off or something. But this one, it looks like you get the 3 Grogus, which I mentioned, which is also, I guess, interesting. And then here you have the Chrome Mando deluxe edition stuff. Like I mentioned, you like stack those. You can put them on the actual swoop bike handle, or you can actually just put them on the swoop bike itself, which is really cool. The chrome armor looked cool, but it's pretty dirty, so I kind of want that clean appearance of the new one. The one thing I will say with this one, though, is the Darksaber. I gave Mando's Darksaber to Bo-Katan, and yeah, I don't know if I do end up selling this one off or something. Maybe I need to keep the Darksaber. I don't know, but then again, I probably gotta like sell off as a full set. But that is one thing with this one that's really cool: the Darksaber and the Beskar staff. You don't get that with the others. And then this one also gets the whistling birds. So accessories wise, I guess the Chrome Mando is pretty cool. And again, if you're just getting like a Mando, I don't think you need all the extra accessories like the detonator, stuff like that. The jetpack also is a pretty cool addition, but yeah, because this Mando right here is the one that I was saying that you might want to go for if you just want a Mandalorian and Grogu like representation in your collection, because even he gets the jetpack. The Grogu looks awesome, like with the little necklace thingy. You get him, that you can go in the pram. I don't think you get 2 with him. I think it's actually no, the head does look different. Did you get 2 with this one for deluxe? Definitely let me know in the comments if you get like 2 different Grogus, if you know for sure, because I still don't even know if the new one does come with 3. You get a little hologram, you get all the Beskar in the container, which is pretty cool. You do get the Whistling Birds with this one. Going back, yeah, you don't get Whistling Birds with the new one, which honestly, the Whistling Birds are really cool. But then again, I guess you don't really need it. And to be honest, if that gauntlet piece doesn't come off, that's fine. Because I also want to see how accessory sharing works between the different Mandos, in case some of you out there do want to have multiple Mandos. If he's like your dude and you want all the Mandos out there, because I know there's some collectors out there that like multiple representations. He's not a character for me. I need too many. But then again, I'm going to have the Durasteel one as well. And I get like every Obi-Wan and stuff like that. So I do know some collectors out there like having every representation. You do get like just the basic weapons. You get the little control for his pram, stuff like that. But I still gotta admit, if you just need a Mandalorian Grogu, this right here, him standing next to him in the pram, that's peak. That's basically all you need. And especially for the price you can probably find this one at, especially if you go on like eBay or something, I think this is a really, really good representation. And dang, I've already been recording for a while. This is going to be a long video, but hopefully you're sticking with me. If you are, thank you, especially when I start rambling, going off topic. And then real quick, the Durasteel one, I gotta admit, this is the coolest looking base out of all the Mandalorians. Like, just look at that. What's the Stormtrooper? What's the spikes through it? That's why I'm kind of disappointed that it looks like the blurred version doesn't come with this base, because I really like how it looks. But this one's also a cool Mando, just not really in the running, because it's a cool one if you want this representation. But to be honest, if you just get one, get a Beskar Mando. Personally, for the price, this one. But if you want the newest, best looking one with like the shinier armor and stuff like that, definitely this one. So best budget Mando, best looking Mando, because I love how that one looks. I'm definitely getting it. And then Chrome Mando, if you can find it for a decent price, or if you really want the head sculpt or something, yeah, it's cool. It was the best Mandalorian just because the armor and stuff, but price wise and just looking at it nowadays, best looking, you know. And then just best budget Mando if you just need a Mandalorian and Grogu representation. And then, you know, just a different Mando if you definitely want another representation of Mando and the Durasteel. And then now life-size Grogu, we finally got to after yapping for, I guess, almost 25 minutes now. Yeah, so this Grogu, I think he looks really good. I have not bought a life-size Grogu yet, but I can't even lie. I already put in a pre-order for him when I saw him on Sideshow, because I was like, yeah, I'm finally getting a Grogu. We're getting a life-size Grogu finally, and this one looks great. The like little bit of hair on top looks awesome. I wonder how they do if they actually implant it, because it looks like they don't just glue it on here like they do his artisan hair. So hopefully it ends up looking really good. It seems kind of like a little yarny. The big glossy eyes look good, but also I think this is basically the same Grogu as that Grogu in the bag. We'll also do the comparisons here. He gets the armor chest piece, which is pretty cool with the Mandalorian symbol on it. You get some detonators. He gets the bag, he gets the cookie, and then price wise, he's $285. So it's kind of like the nowadays, like the average Hot Toys price for like a 6 scale figure. So $285, not amazing, not horrible, I guess. They've already made a few Grogus, and he gets some extra accessories, which is cool. Like you can see here, he's got like the detonators and stuff. I'm really curious because he gets all this different stuff. So I'm curious what it does in the movie exactly. His feet look pretty cool as well. Just have to call that out, you know, if you're a Grogu feet person. But the like arm blaster thing, I just love that we get a geared up Grogu now. It's not just a Grogu, it's one that you can just gear up. And also you get like one that you don't get, but they made a version of this little dude we'll talk about a little bit later as well, a life-size version, which to be honest, I'm not really too interested in, but he looks cool. We'll look at him later, but you see a little arm zapper blaster looking thing, the actual armor on his chest. I really like this version. I really hope the movie is really good, because I'm going all in on the Mandalorian and Grogu movie versions right now. And then, yeah, here he is. He got like the cookie and stuff. These little dudes. I think obviously they have a different name. They're not Babu Frick, but that was his name in the movie, right? What was it? The Last Jedi, I think he was introduced when C-3PO got reset, or was that Rise of Skywalker? One of them. I don't watch the sequels too often, to be honest, but yeah, this little dude, he's interesting as well. But basically, this is the overall shot of the life-size Grogu. You see he gets the macaron. I'm just going to assume that's a macaron. He gets the hand thing, the little hand blaster. It looks like, can't tell if they're trying to show us he gets different hands, or if the hands are like probably not articulatable, but I'm guessing you get different hands. Here you see like the detonator, you get the actual satchel, and they finally got me for a life-size Grogu. I'm getting this one because I just love that he's all geared up. You can take the gear off of him, Not really sure. Did they show a picture of it? Yeah. So you can definitely take the satchel off him as well. Really hoping that's not pleather, but it probably is because, you know, that's what they do to Star Wars characters. So you can take all the gear off him if you want just a Grogu. You can put it all on him if you want it. But like I said, there's other Grogus out there. So the really cool thing that Sideshow actually did, which Sideshow, round of applause for you guys, for 95 bucks, you can basically get this Grogu. So those of you out there who already have a life-size Grogu, you can literally just buy this $95 Sideshow accessory set and get all the accessories. You get a half-eaten cookie this time. You get the Beskar bundle or rondel or whatever the heck it is, the Beskar shield thing. It looks a bit different than Hot Toys. You can see Hot Toys has a bit more of like detailing, a bit more of, I can't remember the exact term, but you know, the little caved in pieces, I guess, you know. But you get that, you get the wrist shooter, you get the satchel, you get the grav charge. Okay, grav charge, that's what that one's called. Looks like the detonator, but yeah, so you almost get all the same accessories as a Hot Toys one. You miss out on the detonator. Of course, you miss out on the extra detailing on like the chest armor piece. But if you just need the accessories for your other life-size Grogu, then this is really cool. You can see here they geared up the actual one that Sideshow made like years ago now, I think when the first season came out. They geared them up and it looks pretty cool. So if you already have the Sideshow Grogu and you're still happy with it, you don't have any issues, you can just buy the accessory set and there you go. You have the movie Grogu. That's awesome. But looking at pricing now, of course, you can probably find it cheaper, especially because they do a lot of deals. But on Sideshow, $380 was the Sideshow one. Pretty expensive for a Grogu, especially seeing the new Hot Toys one. So if you don't already have a Grogu, I'd say not to go for the Sideshow one, especially because I hear there were some issues with it. But this is the other Grogu. So you see the facial expression, the outfit and all that. To me, it looks identical to the brand new Grogu. So pretty much if you already have Grogu in the bag and you really want the movie accessories and stuff, Grogu in the bag, awesome. You see he's got like the bag, that's his main accessory or only accessory. But you can buy that accessory set from, of course, Sideshow. And then there you go. You have Grogu, a bag, and of course, all the movie accessories now. Pretty awesome. The crossbody bag is pretty cool looking. Not one that I needed. I almost bought this Grogu, but I'm really glad I didn't now because the movie one looks really cool. But I was like, do I really want a bag with it? I'm sure maybe they'll give us a new one for the movie. And I guess I was gambling on that. Not really gambling. You know what I mean? I was just kind of betting on them. Banking, that's a good word for it. I was banking on them making a life-size Grogu from the movie, and that's why they finally got me. Because this one's cool, but I really wanted the accessories. But to be honest, price-wise, this one was $270. So it is... Okay, the price was all the way in the beginning. $285. So it is $15 more for the actual movie life-size Grogu than it is for this one at $270. But if you want the movie accessories, you do get the bag. It's, you know, for the $271, but the movie accessory set was $95. So you could do the math. What's that, like $365? Really hoping I didn't just do horrible math. So technically, if you want the movie Grogu and the Grogu in the bag, it's $365. If you don't already have a Grogu and you really want the movie representation, it's $285. So yeah, because if you already have this Grogu, I wouldn't recommend like selling them off just to get the movie one because they're identical. But if you definitely want the movie accessories, go for that Sideshow pack. So it looks really cool. If you really want the like special look to it with like the little bit of like more detail on the chest piece, and then of course it's Hot Toys, so maybe it's a little bit better quality in Sideshow, but I can't tell you for sure. That's just guessing. You get a full macaron at least, and they took a big chunk out of this one. Although I gotta admit that macaron does look pretty detailed. Looks maybe a little shinier. But honestly, if you just want the movie accessories and you already have a Grogu, just go for a Sideshow pack. And then here, this is Hot Toys' first Grogu. You see, you get like the base that comes with like the bigger 6-scale figures like Alien and stuff. You get interchangeable hands. They treated this one basically like a 6-scale figure, but bigger with a little bit of maybe artisan quote unquote hair. And this one I hear there's maybe like some annoyances because the ears have like the split in it, so it doesn't look as realistic and stuff. I don't have first-hand experience, but you do get the necklace, which is cool. And then I guess a little thermal detonator, maybe, where the heck he's holding. But this one was $410. So Hot Toys was charging a lot for that first Grogu, $410. So clearly the price came down. So to me, I say there's two options here. If you don't have any Grogu, don't go for Hot Toys original release. It's older. It's $410 aftermarket unless it's really cheap. Yeah. And then also Sideshows was $380. Don't go for that one either. This is the last one, last resort if you can find it really, really cheap, I'd say. Obviously, the accessory set's really cool. So here's what you do. If you really want a movie version and you already have the Grogu in the bag, I'd say just get the upgrade set for... Sorry if I'm not like making too many flashes going across all these different slides, but 95 bucks. If you really want the movie one, you have Grogu in the bag already. There you go. That's awesome that they're doing that. But if you don't have a Grogu and you don't want the movie stuff, then this one's probably good. It's $270 if you want to save 15 bucks and get a bag. Although for me, the bag's not too necessary. But going over, if you just want a movie version, $285. Yeah, this one is pretty good, pretty cute looking, and it got me. So I'm getting the Grogu from the movie Grogu with all the different outfits for my life-size Grogu. Now let's finally go to the last thing. I know I've been yapping forever. It's Anzellan Droidsmith. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. And this dude, I gotta admit, after seeing the life-size Grogu, seeing the Mando and Grogu, the new 6-scale one, I'm not getting this one. I don't really care too much about him unless he's really cool in the movie. But he's $240. Gotta admit, Hot Toys, that's a pretty good price. Luckily, didn't make them too expensive because also it looks like they want you to buy multiple. So if you do want multiple, I guess, yeah, because there's going to be multiple dudes in the movie. But I will say the little bit of yarn they use for the actual like eyebrows and the mustache, the beard, all that looks pretty good. I'm curious though, because you can see this one's missing the like mustache piece. So did they like take it out? I don't think you get, yeah, it says collectibles are sold separately. So you don't get multiple, but you get multiple looks, it seems like. So if you buy a couple, yeah, that's pretty interesting because you can see the different like headpieces. You can see you actually get the highly detailed and screen accurate accessories, you get a little blowtorch, you get the actual LED light up function for the actual like flashlight. I'm saying the actual a whole bunch apparently. And to me, I think the headpiece and then like the outfit is just sculpted plastic. It looks like it's not realish material. The Grogu uses realish material for his outfit. He doesn't, so to me, he's a little cheaper, which makes sense why he's also cheaper. The detailing on the skin doesn't look as good, seeing it up close here personally. Yeah, I'm not as impressed with this one, to be honest. Like the headpiece is kind of cool, like how you can swap it out. It seems like it's a real band, stuff like that, but it's just sculpted for the headpiece, sculpted for the skirt looking thing. Yeah, just not too great in my opinion. He is shorter than Grogu, which is screen accurate. But for me, I just need the Grogu. I don't really need him unless like he really impresses me in the movie, assuming his gender, I guess. But yeah, you can see here, LED light up function. He doesn't come with a ton. He's $240. I didn't see anything really showing. Like you can take out the mustache, but that one was missing it. So you can see here, he's missing. I'm curious. Do you have to like yank him out? Can you yank him out and put him back in? Or is it just like if you get two, you can cut it out yourself? I don't know. But this one, he's just kind of okay. He's $240. If you really, really want one, there you go. If you wanted one for like a sequel shelf type thing, there you go. If you thought he was adorable, but for me, Grogu's more adorable. And yeah, we finally got to the end. So definitely let me know in the comments your thoughts. Let me know which Mandalorian you have. Have you been waiting? Do you not have one? Do you plan on just getting the new one? Do you have that original release? Like all your thoughts about it down in the comments. Tell me how correct, how wrong I am. I want to discuss it with you guys down below. Definitely give the video a like, subscribe, all that stuff if you enjoyed it. And yeah, I've been yapping for quite a while. So until next time, stay 6 scale.